All right, to begin, let's start with the end. The conclusion here, I have said this since before, long before this ever broke out between her and Justin Baldoni, that we have to compartmentalize Blake.
Today, we're diving deep into the swirling legal storms surrounding Blake Lively, who is battling tooth and nail to keep some bombshells under wraps in her ongoing conflict with Justin Baldoni. Trust me, besties, buckle up, because if you thought your group chat was dramatic, just wait till you hear what's actually going down in this disaster. First up on the docket, Blake Lively has sought, not once, not twice, but many times, to put a big ol' gag order on Justin Baldoni and his attorney, Brian Fredman. She's practically asking the court, could we get these guys to hush up already? But so far, it's looking like the judge is rolling their eyes and saying, not on my watch, honey. Despite all the legal maneuvering, nothing is stopping Justin and his crew from sharing their truth. But why the hush-hush demands? What does Blake Lively want to hide so badly? Maybe Lively's sitting on secrets juicier than a Taylor Swift breakup anthem, or perhaps she just hates seeing her name in the papers for something that doesn't include a red carpet. Whatever the case, it smells like desperation. If she was absolutely certain of her innocence, wouldn't she want everything to be out in the open for everyone to see? So why this enormous drive for silence? The more Blake tries to restrict Justin, the more strange it all seems. It almost feels like the harder she strives to keep things quiet, the louder the whispers grow. If there's nothing to hide, why? All the drama, right? It's becoming evident that this struggle isn't going down without a fight, and every attempt to suppress the opposing side simply makes the situation feel more and more like a scandal ready to burst.
She has proven herself not to be a kind person, okay?
She reportedly is claiming that she doesn't want Brian Fredman to depose her because of unspecified statements that he's made about her. You mean like when he said that they had plans to sue her into oblivion?
Primarily, people don't like to work with Blake Lively. I can also tell you personally, back when I was an intern at Glamour magazine, working under an editor, she said the most difficult person that she has ever worked with and the rudest person that she had ever worked with was...
As if trying to quiet the other side wasn't enough, rumor has it Blake Lively marched into the courtroom with emotion so sassy, it might as well have had glitter thrown all over it. She literally threw her hands up in the air and screamed, "Judge, can we just throw this whole case away like last season's wardrobe?" The judge, dissatisfied, took one glance at that request and swiftly knocked it down with a strong, "Nope, not happening." You've got to admit, though, the chutzpah behind that maneuver is on a whole new level. Just picture it. Appearing in front of a judge, batting your eyelashes, and expecting them to suddenly make all your worries disappear. Sweet as her image might be, Lively's not getting any special treatment here. Even her star power can't outrun the long arm of the law. Now, in every significant civil lawsuit, there's a stage you finally encounter, the dreaded deposition phase. This is when all the dirty laundry gets aired out for the record, and all the skeletons come crashing out of the closet. Guess who's supposedly dreading that phase like a youngster approaching finals? That's correct. None other than Blake Lively. She's been pulling out all the stops to escape Fredman's probing questions, as if he's armed with some sort of truth serum. The rumor mill is humming, claiming she's been scrambling for every excuse under the sun, schedule issues, charges of intimidation, and of course, her favorite, pointing fingers at Fredman, alleging some so-called personal vendetta against her. It's evident she's pulling out all the means to dodge this storm, but will she succeed, or will the truth eventually catch up with her?
Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megyn. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
Oh boy. Well, for what?
Full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie. Agent will be part of this lawsuit. That was Blake Lively's. Blake Lively will be sued, and we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also, and some of
Ryan
them
Reynolds
as a surprise. Ryan.
But depositions aren't like the regular paparazzi interviews where you can easily bail out and go away without incurring any actual consequences. If she doesn't show up for this one, she could be facing some major legal consequences. It's not something she can just shrug aside without ramifications, and that makes her failure to attend look exceedingly suspicious to anyone who's paying attention. After all, if there's absolutely nothing to conceal, then why would she be so bent on escaping the situation when it comes to showing up for a deposition? If Baldoni is supposed to be the calm, laid-back Hollywood nice guy, then Fredman is virtually the legal equivalent of a boss-level villain in one of those high-stakes video games. He's the one Blake's squad is continually referring to as the big bad wolf, and for good cause. This guy isn't holding anything back. He's not hesitant in trash-talking Blake's side of the tale and has made some fairly severe threats along the road. Fredman is well known for pledging to sue her into oblivion if she doesn't play by his rules and assist with the legal proceedings.
You can rest assured that based on the investigation we've done, the text messages we have, the receipts that'll go along with that complaint, she's dead in the...
So, is Fredman genuinely the ravenous wolf circling Lively? Or is he merely doing what any seasoned and good lawyer would do in this kind of high-stakes situation? Could it be that he's merely exerting pressure on a star who has grown accustomed to controlling every part of her public life, every narrative, especially when it comes to public events and the media? After all, we've seen how much power celebrities like Blake Lively have over the narrative that the public hears about them. But now, with Fredman in the mix, things are starting to shift, and it's evident that the balance of power is starting to tilt. Fredman knows the game. He's been in the legal trenches long enough to grasp the stakes and how to maneuver in these high-profile cases. As the rhetoric from Fredman heats up, Blake's side begins to turn up the volume in their own attempts, aiming to present him as a dangerous menace. They want to employ this technique in the courtroom, hoping to convince the judge that with a lawyer like Fredman on the case, they can't possibly move forward with depositions in good faith. They'll argue something like, "Your Honor, we can't proceed with a man like this causing all this disruption, stirring up unnecessary drama and potentially jeopardizing the integrity of these proceedings." However, the judge's likely answer to that would be something along the lines of, "Nice try, but that's not how things work around here." The legal system is not in the business of providing someone special treatment based on their personal narrative or public image. They might try to manipulate the situation to their advantage, but in the end, the courtroom is not a place where they can just modify the rules to suit their own narrative. It's a place where facts, evidence, and the law define how things unfold, not personal emotions or media propaganda. Fredman may be stirring the pot, but that's precisely what he's taught to do. His job is to apply pressure, play hardball, and push for the best possible conclusion for his client. It's not about being loved, it's about winning. However, as much as Blake's team wants to malign him, the reality is that in a court struggle like this, everyone needs to play by the same set of rules. No one gets to bend the rules or alter the narrative just because they have a more favorable public image. At the end of the day, whether Fredman's tactics are regarded as aggressive or merely effective depends on where you stand in this battle. What is evident, however, is that the playing field is leveling, and it's not going to be as easy for Blake to control the narrative anymore. Lively enjoys an entourage that absolutely shouts unstoppable star power. With bestie Taylor Swift at her side, the major talent agency WME backing her, and PR guru Leslie Sloan working her magic behind the scenes, it's a dream squad that can seemingly move mountains or bury scandals under a mountain of favorable news. But guess what? The legal system doesn't play by Hollywood's glitzy norms, no matter how star-studded the cast is. The glitz and glam don't impress the law. Proof is what genuinely matters. So, if Lively was hoping that her A-list contacts would work their magic and spin the story in her favor, she might be in for a severe reality check. The law doesn't dish out free backstage passes to everyone, and things are obviously becoming real. Fans are saying that winter is coming for Lively, indicating the probable disintegration of her previously squeaky clean image. And you know what? They're not wrong. Every step her legal team makes, every attempt to suppress or dismiss the lawsuit, has just created more questions. Why is she so determined to keep things quiet? The increasing trend shows that she's absolutely scared of the complete narrative emerging, something she might not be able to control once it's out in the open. On the flip side, Bonnie's legal staff, albeit not without their weaknesses, is inching the ball ahead with a certain measure of confidence. They seem to have a stack of receipts just ready to be played at the proper moment. Could they have the smoking gun that could shift the game entirely? It's starting to look that way Is Lively on the edge of a meltdown that might overshadow everything she's done in Hollywood? Possibly. The repeated refusals from a judge declaring, "No, you can't skip depositions or shut people up," are a strong sign that some major tea is about to be spilled, whether she likes it or not. The more her team tries for gag orders and motions to dismiss, the more it becomes brutally evident that there's something they don't want going out. And let's face it, if there were no skeletons in the closet, they wouldn't be going to such measures to cover things up. With every attempt to squelch the legal procedures through gag orders and motions, together with the looming presence of critical depositions, Miss Lively is essentially boxing herself into a corner. The clock is running down on the countdown to a courtroom showdown, and unless she's got a secret trick under her impeccably fitted sleeves, there's no way to dodge the inevitable. Will she cave under the pressure and settle out of court to prevent even more bombshells from dropping? Or will she charge into those depositions, determined to maintain her innocence while maybe risking some significant gotcha moments if Fredman's threats come to fruition? Whatever course she picks, one thing is for sure: the paparazzi will be right there, snapping away, catching every single moment. Her followers will be madly tweeting, split into their own tiny factions of Team Blake or Team Justin. And the rest of us will be sitting back here, enjoying every last drop of this fiery tea, watching the drama unfold in real time. All right, besties, time for you to weigh in. Is Blake overplaying her hand with all these motions to mute the other side? Or is she honestly trying to safeguard her reputation from a potential smear effort that could blow up in her face? Could Fredman be the bad wolf, huffing and puffing with overblown threats? Or is he just the messenger, conveying some uncomfortable realities that nobody wants to hear? Let's talk it out in the comments. And hey, if you're living for this drama as much as I am, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and click that bell so you never miss an episode of the juiciest celebrity tea. Until next time, stay connected, stay blessed, and stay informed on all the scandalous happenings in Hollywood.